All right, well, I think so, we're gonna call to order, as more people come in, they're gonna be able to join and Bob uh, will let them in. So, good evening, everybody, I'm Alejandro Muñoz-Cano, the outgoing chair for TGA. Welcome to the 2020 annual meeting of Tulsa Global Alliance. It's great to see so many TGA members and and friends here tonight. Thank you to making the effort to join us. What a great thing, it's technology, right? This will happen probably 10 years ago, we would not be able to have this meeting. So this is great. At least we can see some of the friends that we haven't seen for a while. So thank you for being here. So really, I'm gonna start, with some remarks from me. I'm so happy that you're here tonight, and we appreciate your time and support. I'd like to thank the TGA board and staff for the hard work, patience, and creativity for the past year, and especially the past several months. During this global pandemic, TGA has continued its mission of building global community while transitioning to working remotely. We publish thematic newsletters on international topics with activities for teachers, families, and children, hosted virtual tours on our sister cities and our social media, and begun a series of online interviews with Tulsa travelers and former international visitors. Also, as you know, our staff has grown during the past year. In addition to Sister City Program Coordinator and Administrator Kathy Iso, Vice President of Programming Bob Leeser, and Accountant Leslie Walker, TGA has added Director of Development Carol McGowan and part-time digital media John Omish. We are very grateful to have them on the TGA team. So this is a great, growing this year was great. In thanks to Carol, TGA now has an updated website, and we have launched a month-long fundraising campaign in June with a goal of raising $20,000. This is a great accomplishment, especially in these, times, with the pandemic. This year, TGA celebrates the 40th anniversary of Sister City Program in Tulsa, and today's annual meeting is the kickoff event for this year-long commemoration. Also, TGA has hosted 243 U.S. State Department-sponsored international visitors representing 53 countries. We are grateful to all TGA's volunteers who host and meet our annual international visitors. In thanks to all of us, Tulsa is a vibrant community that welcomes international visitors. In August, over 1,000 Tulsa children and their families attended World on a Box Day, TGA's Global Education Festival, where they receive passports and learn about other countries and their culture through hands-on activities and international entertainment. We are working with the Tulsa City County Library this summer on a month-long Asian American Festival in June, Sister City Storytelling in June and July, and on a virtual World of Box Day event for August. Last October, 77 Oklahoma business people joined TGA to learn about doing business with Mexico from the Mexican Consul General in Little Rock and the Oklahoma Trade Representative in Mexico. We were fortunate to have very successful Global Vision Awards Gala last October with the theme Moon over Morocco. Thank you, Joe Taylor. You did a great job on that. Although we had to postpone this spring Global Vision dinner originally scheduled for April 24, we look forward to reschedule this event soon. This year honorees are the City of Tulsa, the Hanson Brothers, and the Charles and Lynn Schulmaster Family Foundation, which will be receiving the Ray and Nancy Feldman Award for Citizen Diplomacy. Finally, we cannot do none of this without you. And so I want to thank you for being a part of our global community and for helping to build Tulsa Global Ties. And I want to thank you for joining with us as we look to grow up on this work in the coming year. At this point, I would like to formally call to order the 2020 annual meeting of the Tulsa Global Alliance. The key piece of business for us this evening is to vote on and receive new members into the board of directors and to elect officers for the coming year. I want to thank, Vice Chair of Development, Andrew Ralston, for his role leading in the nomination committee this year. Andrew, would you present the committee's recommendation for this year, please?
I'd be happy to do that. Thank you very much, Alejandro. We had a fun year of lots of activities, as Alejandro said, and I think we've got some great new board members and returning board members. So I'll go through this list. Just I believe it was emailed out to the board earlier, but I will go through this just real quickly. So for the executive committee this year, we have Eric Kunkel as board chair, Ben Blosch as vice chair and program council chair. We have Alejandro Munoz-Cano as past chair. I'm returning as vice chair of development this year. Jane Kuko is going to be our co-vice chair for global education. Ruby Libertis is going to be the other co-vice chair for global education. Hassie Hiriart is going to be vice chair of international trade and business. Eric Marshall will be our vice chair of international visitors. Chris Wiley will be our vice chair for marketing. And Micah Keon will be our vice chair for sister cities. For the body of the board, we have returning Kafia Ate, Laura Calderon, Marcella Chavan, Shu Chen, Jorge Delgado, Stephanie Duran, Mary Frances Edmonds, Clark Frazier, David Friedland, Debbie Givens, John Harper, Micah Keon, Randy Kluver, Sam Leon, Dr. Meshri, Brandon Oldham, Giselle Puente, Olga Randolph, Wendy Sheets, Lacey Taylor, Kenny Tilley, Jason Ting, and our new board members are Pete Selden with TCC. We have, let's see here, Kathy Smythe, who is joining the board. And then we also have Jonna Yoder, who's also agreed to be our Kaohsiung Sister City Chair. Earlier mentioned on the returning board members for the Sister City Chairs, as I mentioned, we have Jonna as the Kaohsiung Sister City Chair. We have Wendy Sheets, who is going to be the Amiens co-chair. We have Olga returning as the Zelenograd Sister City Chair. Micah will be staying on as the Utsunomiya Sister City Chair. Debbie Givens will remain as Tiberias Sister City Chair. Clark Frazier and Laura Calderon will be the San Luis Potosi co-chairs. And Shu Chen will be the Beihai Sister City co-chair. With that, I think I open the floor for nominations.
Yes, thanks, Andrew. This is Ben Blosch. I have 4 nominations I'd like to make.
We have 4 nominations from the floor. Ben, go ahead.
Thanks, Andrew. First is Caitlin Flynn for treasurer. Thank goodness. Karine Larkin as an Amiens co-chair. Lynn Tao for Beihai co-chair. And Daniel Regan for a board member.
Thank you, Ben. So that's 4 from the floor nominations. Can I hear a motion for acceptance of the floor nominations?
I make a motion to accept the nominations as written. This is Jorge Delgado.
You will see
something to accept, please. A or nay, could you please vote?
Say that again, Alejandro.
Yes, like this month, like you have a poll on your screen, when
yes.
you can, please submit your answer.
Yes, everyone answer the poll that Bob just posted, the board vote.
100% aye.
So all, Andrew?
Great. And then I think that covers my nominations. Alejandro, do you want to recognize our retiring board members?
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. And thank you to our newest board member joining us this evening, We're very fortunate to have your minds and the table as we work to continue TGA's mission in these coming years. At this point, it's my honor to recognize those board members who will be rolling off the board this year. Is Margaret Banocchi, Lou Falling, Margarita Gabarino, Judy Glenn, Jamie Jackson, Karen Madrid, Stephen Niska, and Angie Moore. That's correct.
And John Taylor.
And John Taylor. That's correct. So TGA thanks you for your service, dedication, and support. And we will recognize each of you with a personalized gift, when we're able to. And now I would like to give, to Kathy Isa, who will introduce our tonight's guest speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Alejandro. It's my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for this evening, Mr. Leroy Ayala, President and CEO of Sister Cities International. Sister Cities International was founded in 1956 by President Dwight D. Eisenhower and serves as a national organization overseeing sister city partnerships for 1,800 communities in 138 countries. Sister Cities International mission is to promote peace and understanding through programs and projects focusing on arts and culture, youth and education, economic and sustainable development, and humanitarian assistance. Prior to joining Sister Cities International, Mr. Ayala served as Executive Vice President of World Business Chicago, the economic development engine for the city of Chicago. In addition, he served as Executive Director of Chicago Sister Cities International, working under 3 Chicago mayors, where he helped build the nation's largest sister city program with 29 sister city partnerships, and over 600 mayoral appointed volunteers. Mr. Ayala has also served as Executive Director of the United States-Mexico Chamber of Commerce and Senior Consultant to the Mid-America Committee for International Business and Government Cooperation. Mr. Ayala, welcome, and we're thrilled to have you speak at TGA's annual meeting.
So thank you very much, Kathy, and thank you to Alejandro and Bob. I also want to thank Roger Randall for reaching out to me initially to invite me to participate in tonight's program. I'm excited to be participating via Zoom. I guess this is our new way of traveling these days. So it's allowed me more opportunities to get to know more of our sister city members and their programs. So I've been embracing this new way of communicating. So this is wonderful. And I want to also start by just saying congratulations to all of the new board members that were elected and to all of the outgoing members as well for all of their support. I think everybody here has the common goal of promoting citizen diplomacy and is very globally minded and has a strong interest in connecting globally with our partners and connecting our communities to our global cities. So that's what we're all about here with Sister Cities International. So you gave a little bit of my introduction of my past work. So maybe I'll just talk a little bit about my first few months on the job. So I joined on January 10th of this year. So it's only been a few months that I've been the president and CEO of Sister Cities International. So maybe I'll just start by talking a little bit more about, what these first few months have been like and what we're working on currently and what our goals are. So it's definitely been an interesting few months. When I started in January, right off the bat, we had a very large binational summit that we were working on. We were hosting the U.S.-Mexico Sister City Summit in El Paso, Texas. And Roger was very gracious enough to travel down to El Paso and host one of our mayoral panels. We had a pretty large number of both U.S. and Mexican mayors that were in attendance, and probably about between 350 participants in total. And it was truly a binational summit in that half the programming took place in El Paso and the other half took place in Juarez, Chihuahua in Mexico. So it was a truly binational program where we were able to see sister cities in action and working together hand in hand to help coordinate the summit, which was a great success. So that was one of my very first programs, and a great introduction to Sister Cities in that role. It was also a way for me to revisit with some of my old colleagues and friends from the U.S.-Mexico Chamber. Our president and CEO was one of our keynotes, so there were a lot of familiar faces. So it was great to reconnect. And I've spent a lot of time myself down in Texas. My family's from South Texas, and I went to school at SMU in Dallas as well. So and I grew up in Chicago, so I've spent a lot of time in Oklahoma driving through, I guess. And at SMU, always had a lot of great friends from throughout the state, so we'd spend a lot of weekends up in Oklahoma. But I hope to get back soon once travel's opened up again. So from that El Paso summit, we had our spring leadership meetings in Washington, D.C. during the first week of March. And we had a lot of great plans for the year. We're looking at our annual conference in Santa Fe and so many different great programs for the year. And that all came to a screeching halt when COVID really hit and all of our stay-at-home orders were put into place. So it's definitely shifted the way we're looking at our sister city programs, the way we're connecting with our global partners, and the way we're planning for programming for the rest of the year and possibly a bit beyond. We've quickly become accustomed to meeting by Zoom, not only with our board, but a lot of our sister city committees. We're looking at hosting a lot of our events now via Zoom. This week, we're kicking off a new program series. We're calling it our SCI Global Conversations. So I hope you've received those notices. We have this week our U.S. Ambassador to Greece, Jeffrey Pyatt, will be kicking off the series, and we'll be having in Zoom a webinar style conversation with him, talking a little bit about U.S.-Greek relations. We'll ask him to give us a political and economic update. He's very interested in establishing more sister city partnerships between U.S. cities and Greek cities. So we'll hear from him on some of the work that the embassy has been doing to promote U.S. partnerships with Greek cities. We expect to have a number of Greek mayors on the webinar as well, and we've been inviting representatives from our U.S. cities that have sister city partnerships in Greece. So that'll be our first program. It's Thursday. It'll be 9 a.m. Central Time. So it's 5 p.m. in Athens at that time. So we were able to catch them at the end of the day for that one. And if you haven't received the invitation, it's on our website at sistercities.org under our events. And it's, again, something that was just created and sent out last week. So we were able to confirm Ambassador Pyatt. So you may have not seen the invitation yet, but it's on our website right now, and we're continuing to blast that out. But that'll be this Thursday morning. And then continuing on that series of Zoom webinars, we're working right now to confirm the ambassador from Ghana to the U.S. To do a Zoom webinar with our membership as well. And we're looking at currently June 30th. So we're just waiting for the ambassador to confirm that date, but we'll do a webinar on that day. That one, we haven't confirmed the exact time. It might be midday because the ambassador is based in Washington, D.C. So it gives us a little bit more flexibility with the time that makes it more convenient for our members on both coasts and in between as well. So we'll work on a time for that, but we're looking at adding more programs in that style and more opportunities to hold conversations, not only with ambassadors, but also some of our U.S. mayors and our global city mayors talking about their own sister city programs, current issues, and just how they're collaborating with their sister cities. We've been really encouraging our sister city members to connect with their international partners via Zoom and really share what's been going on. So I've participated in a few of those. Most recently, the city of Atlanta pulled together a call with their, I think they had about a dozen cities on there of their sister city partners. And it was mostly the international affairs representatives from the mayor's offices. And it was just a really great dialogue talking about how each of the cities have been handling COVID and shutdowns, how it's changed a lot of their work style, how it's changed a lot of their global programming, how they communicate and get their messaging out to their communities. It seems like every day, especially in the municipality level, things are changing, and there's so many challenges that are facing our mayor's offices these days. So it was really interesting for me as one of the observers to hear the comments of how things are progressing in Germany and Europe, and how things were starting to become a little bit more serious in some of their sister cities like Rio de Janeiro and some of the Latin and South American cities. So it's definitely an interesting way to connect and to continue to talk with our sister city partners. I'll touch briefly on our annual conference, and then maybe we can open it up to Q&A. I don't want to take too much time. Otherwise, I can probably talk all day. and I don't think you guys want that. But for our annual conference, that's coming up in just a few weeks as well. It's July 8th and 9th. As I mentioned, we were originally planning to host this in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and we've quickly shifted to a virtual format. So just prior to this call, I was on with our tech and production team. So this is all very new to us. So we're working on the platform on how we'll be presenting our presentations and our speakers. We're inviting some of our speakers to pre-record some messages, but wherever possible, we're really trying to have live content. This year, our conference is going to be free. There's no charge to participate. We'll ask everyone to register using Eventbrite, and we'll have the live stream available also on July 8th and 9th on our website. So it's very accessible to all of our members, not only here in the US, but globally. So we're really excited at the opportunity to provide this as a free resource. So that's, I guess, one benefit to having to move the conference to a virtual format is that it's very cost effective. There's no travel costs, no hotel costs, no banquet costs. So we're putting our budget in to the production for it, and we're able to make it free and accessible for all of our members. We have a few really interesting panels lined up. Similar to the Atlanta call I mentioned, we have a panel of some of our international affairs executives from different cities talking about COVID, about the social unrest taking place in some of the cities, the protests, just sharing, what's been happening in their cities. So we have a panel that will be moderated by the international affairs person in San Antonio, Texas, but it'll include the international affairs directors from San Francisco, Montreal, and Guadalajara. So sort of a North American panel talking about the various experiences in each of their cities. We'll have a number of ambassadors and international officials as well chiming in throughout the day. We're trying to reach back out to some of our partners from past conferences. If any of you were able to attend a few years ago, we had our annual conference in San Jose, California, and one of our members in San Jose had a really great relationship with Dionne Warwick. So she had done a concert during that annual conference, and she did a lot of our promos leading up to San Jose with her song. So she's agreed actually to do a performance for us during our conference this year, and she'll have a statement as well about Sister Cities. So we'll have a few different entertainment pieces sprinkled in throughout the program. Some of our partners are also reaching out to Yo-Yo Ma's team, and they'll be doing one of the other musical interludes as well. So we're excited about this program. It's still, everything's still coming together, and we're excited about how it's shaping up. We're only a few weeks away, but we're working hard on that to make it a great conference. We understand that because people are logging in from home, we need to work a little bit harder to keep everyone's attention, and so we're looking at that from the production standpoint too. But it'll be over a period of 3 hours on both July 8th and 9th, from 1 to 4 East Coast time, Eastern time, so 12 to 3 Central time. So those are some of the larger programs we're working on during those July 8th and 9th days of our annual conference. We also have our board meeting, and we're also transitioning chairman as well. So our current chair is Ron Nierenberg, who's the mayor of San Antonio, Texas, and he'll be our outgoing chair, and our incoming chair is Carol Robertson Lopez from Santa Fe, New Mexico. So we're excited to welcome Carol as our new chair. We'll be electing a vice chair during that meeting as well, and the new slate of officers. So it's also an important meeting and time for us as an organization structurally. So similar to your group tonight, we'll be doing something similar with our board during those days as well. And it'll really help to set the tone for the rest of the year. We're working on our youth conference as well. In the past, the youth conference has always been a component of the annual conference. And this year, prior to to transitioning to a virtual conference, our board had decided already that they would be moving the youth conference to take place during a separate date from the annual conference. So we're looking at August dates and hosting that program in Washington, D.C. So we'll end up, because we're still limited on travel, and students have been studying virtually over the last several months, we're going to do a shorter one-day program focused on our youth, and we're looking at August 12th, which is the United Nations International Day of Youth. So we're working with the UN on their theme to create some programming and involve some youth from across our sister city programs as well. So we'll get some additional information out to you as well on that as soon as it's released. But those are the main things that we have on our calendar right now. But I'd be happy to answer any questions, or if there's more information on any of the items I mentioned or things I didn't mention, I'm happy to talk a little bit more. So I'm also interested in learning a little bit more about your upcoming programs too.
Let me just say that this is Priscilla Harris. I'm on the honorary board of Sister Cities International. Thank you for coming. Roger, it was 28 years ago that Tulsa hosted the Sister Cities International Conference. We had 2,000 delegates from 40 countries. It was the most unbelievable conference. And if you can just imagine, Mayor Roger Randall and Dick Neuheisel, who was president of the time, riding in to the parade of nations that we have on horseback. Did you not, Roger? Rode in.
We did, and neither of us fell off. It was a great success.
I like that.
That's right. And we signed 2 agreements at that time with Leningrad, Russia, and also with Utsunomiya, Japan. And I think that conference really solidified Tulsa as an international city. And we continue to build on that and Tulsa Global Alliance does a great job in coordinating that effort.
Thank you, Priscilla, and welcome. Good to see you.
Yeah.
we just had a call with our honorary board alumni. Was it a week or two ago? The
Yes.
days are all blending in now these days.
Right.
But I saw you on that call as well as Roger.
There's a question in the chat from John Harper. Chicago is a huge city with almost 30 partnerships, and it's amazing. Was it incidental additions or strategically choreographed that grew to 30 cities? And on what basis could Tulsa expand its reach to add a couple of more cities?
With Chicago, we have 29 sister cities in Chicago, and they have been very strategic in many senses. So the first sister city partnership was signed with Warsaw, Poland, and Chicago's known for being the largest Polish city outside of Warsaw. So we have quite a large Polish community. So it was only fitting that Warsaw was one of our very first sister city partnerships. Over the years, as we looked at the ethnic neighborhoods and the ethnic makeup of the city, we did see a lot of sister city partnerships added in that way. So we have we have a very large Ukrainian community. So Kiev is one of our sister city partnerships. And of course, the Irish are all over Chicago. So Galway, Ireland is one of our partners. We had over the years too, as our mayor, one of our previous mayors, Mayor Richard M. Daley, he was mayor for 22 years. So Mayor Daley signed, I think it was 22 of our 29 sister cities. So he was quite active with the sister city program, and he looked at several things. He was looking at the ethnic makeup and partnerships that would complement that. He also saw that there was a great benefit for Chicago to share best practices and ideas with other global cities that were on a body of water. So we had Lake Michigan with the city of Chicago. So we ended up sharing a lot of best practices and knowledge around water with global cities. Back in, 2008, I believe, was when we signed a sister city partnership with Bogota, Colombia. And at that time, the US was looking at signing a free trade agreement with Colombia. And Mayor Daley had come to us and said, hey, we should really have a partnership in Colombia, and it'd be a great way for our companies to have a entry point as well by having a sister city partnership. So we had hosted that year a Global Cities Forum, and we had the mayors of Bogota, Cartagena, and Medellin at that forum. And at the end, the mayor of Bogota and our mayor in Chicago had decided, that would be a great partnership to add. The most recent city was signed last year by Mayor Emanuel, and it was with Sydney, Australia. And as we looked regionally and globally, we saw that there were parts of the globe that we didn't really have a strong sister city partnership in, and one of them was Australia. So we had been working quite a bit on different global initiatives with Sydney over the years, and the mayor of Sydney and Mayor Emanuel decided to enter into a sister city agreement. On our end in Chicago, all of our sister city partnerships are considered full-fledged sister cities. With Sydney, they had some arrangements with their city council where they only had a certain number of official sister cities, and all the remaining or future ones were considered friendship cities. So if you look at their website, Chicago's considered a friendship city, but they were okay with us calling them a sister city on our side. So I guess there were some of those negotiations where you just figure out how you're going to work together, how you're considering each of the partnerships. But over the years, we saw that whether it was through ethnic connections, looking at business opportunities, or sharing of best practices, that's how the Sister City program started to form in Chicago. And with each of those, we would loop in our communities, and whether it was people who were of the ethnic origin of those sister cities, or people who are doing business in those countries and cities, to work with us and our staff to help continue to build those relations and keep those partnerships strong.
We have one more question I can see here from Kyle Miller. Have you seen any sister city statistics on how working from home has reduced carbon emissions?
I haven't seen this, specific initiatives related to sister cities, but I have seen a lot of studies talking about how, our planet is definitely breathing easier these days, and that it definitely has had a huge global impact. One of our sister cities for Chicago was Delhi, India, and I was on a call last week with our U.S. Embassy in Delhi, and they were talking about just the pollution levels, having the blue skies now in Delhi and other parts of India. It's just been amazing the impact that these, working from home and the less car emissions and the factories being closed in certain parts of the world. It's amazing how it's had a concerning economic impact, but on the Earth and the planet, it's definitely had a very positive impact. So I think we're going to be seeing more and more of those studies coming out. But that might be something interesting for us to discuss with some of our ambassadors and our speakers in our upcoming programs to see how that's changed their countries or their cities.
Any more questions?
What is this? This is Mika Epps. What is the status of the International Visitors Program right now? Can you hear me?
I can. I am not sure. I know we have, through Sister Cities, we have a number of students, the J1 student program that we work with. And we have a partner that helps us compile a lot of the forms and the paperwork. We've had some international partners that normally send students have decided that this might not be the right time to send a student for the fall semester. Others are moving forward with having the students take the English language test and filling out the forms. The one thing I think we're all still waiting for, though, is the signal from the State Department on whether there's going to be any limitations for visas for students coming, to study over the fall semester, or if that's going to be something that they're promoting in, the same as past years. So we're, I haven't had an opportunity to really log in to see where that stands currently, but we've been moving forward as if that's going to continue as it has in the past.
And Mika, the U.S. State Department International Visitor Leadership Program has told us that all visitors are currently postponed until September 30th. They'll probably make decisions around the early part of August for what happens after September 30th.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Well, if there are no more questions.
I don't have a question, but I'll add something because I've had the opportunity to see Mr. Ayala function in person, and Sister Cities is very, very fortunate to have a person of his people skills and organizational skills in our leadership.
Well, thank you, Roger. I appreciate that. And I'll also, give a little pitch out for our board as well. So I know we have one board member in particular from Oklahoma, Mary Pointer in Oklahoma City, but there's always room for more board members. And I encourage any of you who might be considering getting more involved with the Sister City program to also take a look at the national board out of Sister Cities International. So we have our elections coming up in just a couple of weeks, but then for our next cycle, for next July, we'll have a number of board openings as well. So we've got about a year to work on that. But if anyone's interested, I'm happy to talk with anybody or provide additional information. But we'd love to have more representation from Oklahoma on our national board as well.
Well, Well, Mr. Ayala, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank you very much for speaking to Tulsa Global Alliance today. 2020 marks the 40th anniversary of the Sister City program in Tulsa, and we're very honored that you were willing to be our annual meeting speaker today. And as a symbol of our thanks, we're going to be sending you, I don't know how well it shows up on camera, but this is an autographed copy of the book Mother Road. It's about Route 66, and it's by Tulsa author Michael Wallace. And
oh, very nice. I pinned the photo so I can see it perfect.
Michael Wallace, this award-winning book that he wrote, he's a Tulsa author, and it was the basis for the Disney Pixar Cars movie series. In fact, he even voices the sheriff in the movies. And we hope that you'll remember Route 66, which actually runs from Chicago through Tulsa to the West Coast. And we look forward to the day when you might be able to visit us, maybe on Route 66, and speak to us again in person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was hoping to be there in person originally.
I'm not quite done with presentations yet. So Alejandro, on behalf of Tulsa Global Alliance, we have a gift for you in honor of your dedicated service and friendship to TGA. You've led us in what is probably one of the most challenging years that anyone could imagine, anyone in the business of citizen diplomacy, and you've done a fantastic job. You've kept us going, you've kept us safe, you've kept us funded and strong, and we are very happy to have been the benefit of your leadership. For those of you who don't know, Alejandro has had many roles within TGA. He was chair of the San Luis Potosi Sister City Committee. He's been vice chair of Sister Cities on a couple of different occasions. He served on the committees for branding, strategic planning, Kids World, and most importantly, he's been focused on providing solid, ongoing assistance and leadership to TGA and recruiting, encouraging, and supporting fresh perspectives to our awesome board. So Alejandro, thank you very much. And this is actually a magnetic floating globe that you can plug in, and it rotates.
Thank you.
I hope you like it.
Well, thank you very much, Bob. It's been an honor and a privilege, to serve as the chair, and I thank you for the opportunity to be part of your team and your staff. It's, as you said, it's been a roller coaster this year, but it's been quite an experience, and I'll truly believe in the vision and the vision that Tulsa Global Alliance has, and so the experience is going to take, I'm going to take it with me for the rest of my life. Thank you. You guys been wonderful. Our executive committee and the board, it was a great, like a board this year. Everybody, every single time that I have an initiative or I ask for help, everybody stay to, rest to the occasion. And I'm very pleased that, where we are right now, and I'm looking forward to see, what is coming. And I'm sure, Eric will be doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you for everybody.
And so to conclude our annual meeting, we'd like to hear some words from our incoming board of directors chair, Eric Kunkel. Eric, congratulations, and the meeting is yours.
Well, thank you, Bob, and it's my pleasure, my honor to be incoming president of the board. And let me thank everybody for your participation in the annual meeting, and also for your commitment, caring ideas for the benefit of Tulsa Global Alliance. You're needed and you're very, very much appreciated. So thank you for that. Let me reiterate everything that's been said. Alejandro, you've been a pleasure to work with. You and the rest of the outgoing board, there's really been really good chemistry on that board. I hope it's something we can continue. Your leadership through a difficult time, and everybody's sticking together with those kinds of challenges and decisions, very much appreciated. Bob and Kathy and the rest of the staff at Tulsa Global Alliance have done yeoman's work, and really, really appreciate everybody. as everybody knows, this is the 40th anniversary year for our activities at Tulsa Global Alliance. And given to the remarks before the meeting, you know, I would, in my opinion, as much as ever before in that 40 years, we're living in a time where Tulsa Global Alliance has the opportunity and is positioned in a critically important role to be able to make a difference in our community and in our world. So, you know, I'd invite everybody to that challenge. As has also been said, and again, a credit to everybody's effort over the last period. Tulsa Global Alliance is in really good financial condition. And that's in spite of the fact that, you know, obviously our big fundraiser, Global Vision, had to be delayed. And we've alluded to what we've had to experience with international visitation, hopefully just delayed and not postponed, but a really, really good job by Bob, Kathy, team with the visitation, with the State Department, you know, John Taylor, Alejandro, with all the work on keeping Global Vision present. So if one of the things you're asking yourself is how can I make a difference right this minute, this evening, because I've appreciated the camaraderie. Kathy did a good job of popping up our fundraising campaign banner at the very, very beginning. Probably a lot of you have already done it. Carol McGowan's been leading this. Our goal was to raise $20,000 by June the 30th. We kicked that off about the 1st probably of June, and we're at something over $9,400. So really that's a credit to everyone's commitment. You know, this has been economically challenging times as well as any. So appreciate you, everybody putting your money where your passion is. And if we could just do just a little bit more, you know, it's a text give. It's really, really easy. We maybe even can send that out again to anybody that hasn't seen it. Maybe a first ask might be $25. If you feel any more inclined to do more than that, we won't turn you down. So we'd love to make our goal of $20,000 by June 30th. Global Vision is alive and well. October the 30th at the Mayo Hotel. Thanks to everyone that's done a really, really good job in the planning of that. We've got a tremendous slate of honorees, people that have had long-term support of Tulsa Global Alliance, and we really love to show them how much we appreciate them. And we're really, really optimistic that we're going to be able to be physically present for that. And lastly, I'd just like to say how much I look forward to working with the incoming Strategic Council, Program Council, and all the corporate and individual members. We're hitting the ground running. Our first executive committee meeting is basically 48 hours from now. Would love everybody's ideas, input, enthusiasm, and just one other thing. I love the fact that Priscilla and Roger were sharing about 28 years ago, and I've been involved in Tulsa Global Alliance for about, gosh, I don't know, maybe since 2013, and I didn't even know about that. So it really gives me, you know, it's like it just kind of just tells you, well, there's nothing that can't be done. All it just takes is committed people. So anyway, you know, if anybody has any questions for me, again, I appreciate everybody being here tonight.
So, any questions, you know, any remarks? Any add-ons, you know, new old business?
No, yeah. Let me add just one thing, if I may. Since Eric pointed out that some of us go back a long ways. The organization over the years has done great. It is just remarkable how well TGA has kept on task and developed the support necessary to keep it going. You know, when you look at nonprofits around the country, there aren't that many that have had the success that TGA has had, and we've really been blessed with great people like Kathy and Bob, and all the folks that serve on the board in a voluntary capacity.
Bob, it's a message. Bob, can I speak up just a minute? Just thinking about folks at TGA, wanted to remember Rosie Brown, my neighbor, who is no longer with us, unfortunately, but she rarely missed one of these meetings. And so you can raise your glass to Rosie tonight, who was a great international citizen right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
She was a great person, you know, like, and always very positive, you know, with her comments, and she was having a smile on her, you know, like her face all the time.
It's because of her in some ways that I got involved with TGA, at least the Sister City program. She helped to arrange an opportunity for me to teach in our Russian sister city in 1995.
Wow. Wow.
Well, anyone else? We would like to thank you for your time and support, you know, today. It's been a wonderful night. Like I said, it's a wonderful ride. It's a sweet and sour moment for me. And Mr. Ayala, thank you very much for your participation. For all of you, you know, that a lot of, you know, all friends in this meeting. Thank you for your support again. And at this moment, we'd like to adjourn the meeting.
Thanks very much for coming, everybody. It's wonderful to see all your faces.
Thank you.
First time in a long time.
Yes.
Hi, guys.
Wow.
Nice to
Bye.
meet you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Hi all. Hi, Kathy.
Hey, Becky.
Bye.
Bye.
Au revoir, adios.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Mark.
Auf
That
Wiedersehen.
look good.
Hello, doctor.
Yeah, you both look very good.
Thank you.
We got together. Okay.